Hi everyone, it's Angelica here. I'm a transformational coach, a stage 3 bowel cancer survivor, a yoga teacher, and a quantum health coach. And I'm here to talk about some habit change which has transformed my life. And today I'm going to be talking about stress, how to overcome stress, which was a major part of my illness. I know that this is very much an intangible thing that you can't really, see on test results and touch it and knowing for sure. But I know deep down that when the doctors told me that, my cancer was bad luck, I knew that, a third of my cancer was related to stress because I was stressed 24/7. And things in the world have gone crazy in the last couple of years. And everybody, I feel like, is sitting on the edge. And anything that it comes, on top of it, it just tips everyone, to the edge even more because everybody's already kind of walking on eggshells. And I think it's really important for us to acknowledge that, stress is something that, especially now, it's everywhere. Opportunities for us to feel stress is everywhere. And I realized in my journey that wasn't about trying to live a life without stress. It was about reacting to stress differently. And I believe that the first point that would be really important for you to be overcoming stress would be really to detach yourself from the idea of living a stress-free life. It's so easy for us to think, my friend has got a much easier life than I have. My cousin, my colleague at work, my boss, everybody seems to have, less stress than me, less things that they are dealing with. But the reality is we are all dealing with stress factors in our lives. And it's not about, comparing what we're dealing with to what somebody else is dealing with. The difference between people is how they react to it, right? Like, so for me, I remember very well when I got told I had stage 3 bowel cancer, I believe in God, and I was just like, oh my God, are you serious? Like, could you have given me something a little lighter to deal with after everything that I've been through life? But I knew if I didn't change the way I reacted to stress, what would happen to me after I finished treatment, after I had finished, like my cancer cure, which I knew it wasn't really the answer, just turning up to chemo. I needed to learn how to react to situations differently. I needed to stop living 24/7 in a stress mode. I read that once you have like a stress response in your body, it shuts your immune system down for 5 hours. I couldn't afford that. I had stage 3 bowel cancer. I really needed to have my immune system working at a full capacity at all times. So for me, it was very much like thinking, okay, well, after all of this is gone, which is a pretty, big crisis that I'm dealing with, how I'm going to be dealing with the next things that come my way. And I can tell you that last year I did go through many other stressful situations, and I would say some of them even more stressful than what my cancer situation was. So if you detach yourself, like from this feeling like I just need to live a stress-free life. People tell me all the time, I just need to go through this like really stressful patch and then I'll look after myself and then my life is going to be good and then I can focus on what I want to do. Life is always going to throw things at you. And it's not about, trying to have this, hold on to this illusion that you can live a life without any stress or without any things thrown at you. It's about how you react to it. And I think the second thing is, understand why you get stress. Most people these days, they think and they believe that living a stress life, it is an equivalent of how worth they are. right? So when people ask you like, hey, how are you doing? Oh, I'm really stressed at work. I'm really stressed. My life is really stressful. You know, it means like, oh my God, you must be really important. Oh my God, you must be earning a lot of money. Oh my God, you must be really successful. I realized that, you know, one of the issues that I had was that, you know, as a kid, I just learned how to be stressed all the time because that's what I saw my parents doing. This is how they led their lives. You know, they were always stressed out. Everything was a stress for them. You know, my dad had his own business, and so he was always like working too hard and always stressed. It was kind of this like owner badge that he used to wear all the time. And you know, and this is like, you know, I'm 42 now, you know, I still see people doing that now. And you know, it's nobody's fault. Like for me, it was recognizing why I got stressed. And that was the number one reason why I lived in stress 24/7 was a learned behavior. But you know, you can't just blame your parents and not do anything about it. You know, and this is not about that at all. I just needed to understand for myself why I got stressed all the time in every situation. Why it was in my default kind of mode. Why did I go down this route every single time? So once I started to understand a little bit more about, you know, why I got stressed and where it came from, things started getting a little clear for me, and I could start reacting to things differently and asking myself some different questions. You know, do I need to get stressed in this particular situation right now? Do I need to get stressed because the person in front of me, you know, is driving slowly? Do I need to get stressed because, you know, my kids are just taking their time to leave their house? You know, and you start understanding who you are, but most people don't want to spend any time understanding, you know, why they are where they are at and, you know, why they behave the way they behave. You are the only one who has those answers. If you don't want to spend any time with yourself, it's going to become very difficult for you to really understand why do you behave the way you do. Right? Like it's very important for you to spend some time with you so you can start understanding where are those kind of thought processes coming from. And I think, you know, the third thing is just really taking the time when you are going through stress. So, you know, I mentioned earlier, there is a lot of stress around us already, and people are on the edge. And when something extra comes up, you know, like I mentioned before, I had last year, instead of, oh, it would be so much easier not to do my exercise, it would be so much easier just to get a takeaway every day because I haven't got time to cook, or it would be so much easier to just to sleep in and not get up for my meditation. It would be so much easier to just shout at the kids. I did the opposite. I dialed in even more my self-care. I was just like, wait a second, you know, like I'm going through this really stressful time. I need to look after myself more because this is kind of taxing on my body, it's taxing on my mind. And you know, the more I dial in, and I couldn't believe the difference. You know, to the point that I even got a bit guilty about it. I was like, oh my God, and I'm not even stressed about this. I should be feeling more stressed out. And I wasn't. Because I was really focusing on taking time for myself. Now, you know, if you're listening to this and you think like, Leah, but I haven't got time. Guys, if you haven't got time to spend with yourself, doing something for yourself for 5 minutes, then really there is not much hope here. You have to find the time. We all find time for things that are important to us. Stop scrolling on social media for 5 minutes and do a 5 minutes meditation. Stop scrolling, stop watching, you know, binge watching TV, you know, stuff that it's just adding to your stress, perhaps, you know, the news and everything that is going on out there, and just go for a walk for 10 minutes. I am here today because I change small habits. Don't underestimate like the power of small habits. So just taking the time, especially when you're having that extra situation that you're dealing with, to really dial in even more on your self-care, it's really, really important for us to overcome the stress. So just a quick recap, how to overcome stress really. Detach yourself from thinking and feeling that one day you're going to live a life free of stress. You know, that's an illusion that doesn't exist. You know, the second is understanding why you get stressed. What, you know, why do you get stressed about a particular situation or particular situations that have a common theme in them? You know, and the third one is take the time, the extra time for you when we're dealing with extra stress. So you can keep checking in with you, so you can keep looking after yourself. Guys, I really hope this is helpful. I intend to come to my YouTube channel every week to give you value, to teach you what I have learned in my journey to healing from stage 3 bowel cancer to feeling the fittest and the happiest I've ever been, by changing my habits. So subscribe below, and if you like, if you want to comment, or if you like this video, just give me a like. That will mean the world to me. Thank you so much, guys. Take care.